The dump now. I can just.
No, I'm good right now. I'm gonna make it through, and then I'm gonna. The bathroom's out of order on the second floor. That was a bad beat.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you, but you were too late to like use the bathroom upstairs before you came back down. Shit, I think I went.
With all those miners we're installing, I'm happy.
What are we doing? Oh,
Oh, you gonna turn it back on?
what about that other thing?
Okay, guys, it's Todd Ault. This is for April 6, 2022.
All right, here we go.
It is. Oh, my hair looks weird, Skyla. What kind of hairdo is that? Anyways,
You touched it. 'Cause it was
it's
fine.
April 6, 2022. This is the 208th episode of Risk On. And as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, wow, it's blurry on my screen. Huh.
Yeah.
Whatever. What's going on here?
Mine's good.
Okay, cool. I was saying I bought some JetBlue today.
Yeah.
JetBlue had pulled back a buck. I bought it for Alt Alpha, and I'm looking at the Spirit acquisition, this $3.6 billion. But what it does is put them in a great channel. They're all Airbus aircraft. I think they have 172 or 175 aircraft, and they have 175 more on order. So if you believe in U.S. aviation, you believe in JetBlue, it would be. So here's my thesis behind it, okay? My thesis is that, and by the way, this is not a recommendation. It's my thesis. You shouldn't trade. This is a show for entertainment purposes. I'm not recommending. Consult your financial advisor. Don't listen to me because I'm stupid. Okay, good. So the stock's down because they're going to spend $3.6 billion. If the merger doesn't happen, the stock should rally. And if the merger happens long term, I think the stock should rally. I'm long JetBlue, guys.
JetBlue.
Yep. It's episode 208, and boy, oh boy, is this going to be a long weekend. Let me prep everyone by saying this will be the last show till April 18th. Let me repeat, this will be the last show till April 18th.
Yeah.
We are taking a much-needed hiatus. The show is, like, the screen is like blurry as can be.
It's not on YouTube.
Not on YouTube? Okay. Why will it be the last show? Because we are going to take a break. I'm off to Long Beach with the staff. We have a Alzheimer car running with Venus VK. We have our normal Nile car running with Connor Daly at the Long Beach Grand Prix. Then I'm off to a foreign country because we're working on a deal. And those are always important, that you're focused on that foreign country's time frame and where you are. Jason is working on installing the next 2,300 miners that are supposed. We've already disclosed this to all the regulators out there.
Yeah.
We already know that we have another 2,300 coming in April. We got 2,300 last month. So, boy, are we just cranking up that. What's funny, too, is people are pounding me about the price of a company. I'm not going to mention their name.
Right.
And I say to them, I wish I could just say through Twitter, guys, I don't need to send me the price. I don't even look at it. I just don't care. Long term, I'm worried about what's going to happen long term with a company.
The plan.
And I get just so much, like, when it's up, it's their idea. And when it's down, it's my fault. Okay? So when it's up, it's their idea. And when it's down, it's my fault. By the way, like on Twitter, where the guy called me Tubby. And I said I was a Teletubby at one point. For my daughter's first birthday.
I saw that.
Remember?
I laughed so hard.
Did you laugh?
To your response?
And
I
the
thought
problem
that was
is,
so great.
the problem is I know the guy doesn't watch the show because I don't eat Big Macs. First of all, I'm on a
Yeah.
diet. And second of
that
all,
was so
I'm an
funny.
In-N-Out Burger guy. I used to work at In-N-Out Burger when I was a kid, when I was like 18. And I wouldn't betray In-N-Out by eating a Big Mac. Now, I would eat a quarter pounder with cheese.
Those are good.
Or, as John Travolta said, a Royale with cheese.
Isn't Burger King getting sued for a Whopper that's not? They claim it's a certain size.
Maybe.
All right.
I just saw that.
My wife, okay, I was going to make a funny joke. We'll be at the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach, the number 21 car, Arenas VK, running the Alzheimer's car, making Alzheimer's just a memory. With Alzheimer's Neuro, it also has Nile car sponsor. We're talking about Connor Daly. Turn On Green will be there. Earnity, ToddAult.com. If you guys haven't figured out, by the way, we're launching an education product eventually that's owned by Nile subsidiary. It's called Alt School of Business.
Right.
And so ToddAult.com is a prelude to that fact of what we're doing in terms of media and education. That's down the road. Connor Daly has Crypto Kingdom collection. By the way, I bought it and I'm up. I made money on it. Not that we're suggesting you should buy it. By the way, we are not. But it has I don't know what this is, Decentraland and Dash in it, whatever. Hey Brett, can we roll the clip about this weekend? Signed up for the Risk On conference. Some people, I'm comping a few people. Those of you who need to buy tickets, it's riskonevents.com. You can call 1-844-4-RISK-ON, 1-844-4-RISK-ON. Brad Lee, Lee Steinberg, Charles Lee, Chris Wu, Greg Foss, Greg Reed, Connor Daly, Aaron Schock, and more. Brett, let's roll the clip on the conference. If you have a business that's doing $1 million, $500,000, and you want to grow to 15, 20 million, these things are going to be available to you. We are launching a platform, the Risk On Business platform.
This will make somebody's life about 1,000 times better.
You got a business and you want to expand your business, whether you're in the restaurant business, you're in technology, you manufacture something, whatever your business is, if you want to scale it, you want to be here. This is going to be a conference where you can learn something, meet people, and network. Limited slots are available. Head over to riskonevents.com. Oh boy, I got a lot of podcasts. Apple, you get our podcast, Todd Ault, Autonomous on our podcast channel. You can get us on YouTube. You can get us a lot of places, man. We have a new podcast with Charlie Lee that just came out last week. Check out our social media, Todd Ault the Third. We're all over the place. I mean, just type in our name right now. Jay Money, what about your social media? You want to promote you now?
No social media for me.
You like seeing me in the background?
Yep.
Although you were pretty aggressive on Monday telling me you were not going to bet baseball for me.
No
Even
baseball.
though I said, how about 50%?
Baseball is tough, man. There's a lot of time involved in handicapping it properly.
What do you think of these polls? If I put out a poll and said, do you think that Jason should bet baseball for us on YouTube? Now, Elon Musk is putting out a lot of polls.
He goes by those polls.
What do you think of that?
Well,
Do you feel like he already knows the answer, though?
Yeah, he does.
He kind of knows the
Yeah.
answer, right?
although there should be a new poll. Will Elon Musk being on the board of directors affect any reinstatements for certain politically?
The very first thing I thought of, and I saw it all over yet last night.
Trump?
Is Trump going to be reinstated?
Yeah.
Think so?
Nope. I don't think James O'Keefe, any of those, the conservative side, will be reinstated. Don't think it'll happen.
I know, but isn't that the issue that Trump has, that you guys are, or the issue that Elon Musk has, is you're stifling people?
Yeah, for sure. But they were already bragging internally. Obviously, I can't fact check that, but rumors are they were already saying, nope, no reinstatements. Doesn't matter if Elon's on the board or he goes up to 15%, because he can go to 15% ownership of Twitter.
He can go more than that. He can just tender for the whole thing.
Yeah, he could do that.
He could tender
So-
for the whole thing, and the banks would back him up. He could simply go to a private equity firm and say, "We're going to bid for it."
Hey, what's the market cap of Twitter now? Is it like 50?
It's like 60 billion.
Is it 60
Yeah.
now? So he basically got his position for free when he bought.
Oh, he's double. Yeah, I mean, he's not made double, but he's made a lot of money.
Okay, let's look at the
But
chart.
it's he only put 1% of his net worth in it.
Yeah,
And Morgan Stanley is his banker. They would just put together a deal for him.
there it is right there.
He could tender.
$40 stock.
For full disclosure, we're long in Alt Alpha Twitter. So
Elon rips it in there and it goes over 50.
I know, but we need to make sure people know
Yeah.
we're not recommending
No,
Twitter,
we're
but
not
we are
recommending
long Twitter. We are on a market update. Yes, we are. Sorry about that. Let's
Yeah.
roll the clip there.
This is definitely part of the market update.
Yeah. So what's going on now, guys, in Miami is a big conference that we were supposed to be at, but because of the quiet period and all kinds of other issues, we decided we can't attend. It's right in the middle of our quiet period. And we have so much data going on, and we have a 10K coming for BitNile. We decided that, and everyone was fried too. We would have had to fly back and forth a bunch of times. But let's go to my screen real quick and let's check out Crypto World today. Interesting. Let's go. Let's play this. We're going to watch the whole thing. It's going to take a few minutes out of our life, this one.
Crypto World here in Miami Beach, Florida for the 2022 North American Bitcoin Conference. I'm Mackenzie Sigalos. Let's start with the price moves. Digital currency saw a sharp sell-off this morning. Prices fell an average of 4.4% by noon Eastern. Bitcoin dropped about 3.8%. Ether fell by 6%, and Ripple's XRP fell by 5.6%.
Of course, that would make sense because I bought some Ether
Bitcoin
yesterday.
conference in North America. There are thousands of people here and hundreds of companies, from exchanges to NFT artists to game developers.
Ooh, we got to pause.
Why are we pausing?
Uh-oh.
The conference has been steadily growing since it started in 2014 and even has approval from the city of Miami itself.
It's evolved. The venue has been upgraded. Things are a lot more orderly right now. The smiles are still there. The line was wrapped around the block, a lot of newbies coming in. And the city of Miami is truly with us this time. We give away 500 tickets to people in the city, students, young people, women, everyone that normally wouldn't be here, and they're here.
Of course, Bitcoin Miami allows its biggest fans to come out in full force and support the OG cryptocurrency. Now, some say that over the years, the conference has become more protective of Bitcoin's status quo.
2017 was the turning point where, for some reason, the broader Bitcoin community became very protective of the Bitcoin core, right? And they started pushing away the rest of the industry. And in some ways, I feel like you don't need to protect Bitcoin. Bitcoin is fine.
Now, Crypto World will be here through the entire conference to bring you all the latest news and biggest names, so be sure to stay tuned. For our main story, Crypto World host Tanea McKeel spoke to Brittany Laughlin of the Stacks Foundation to find out how Stacks can be used to bring Bitcoin into the world of NFTs, smart contracts, and more.
To start, what exactly is Stacks? What is the Stacks network, and what do investors need to know about it?
So Stacks makes it easy for Bitcoin to be programmable. So that means that things like DeFi or NFTs are now on Bitcoin using the Stacks network. So it has its own token called Stacks or STX that you can use as fuel in the network to fund the smart contracts.
Since we last spoke, there's been this explosion in popularity of these Ethereum alternatives. It's like the institutional investors decided they love Bitcoin and Ether. They know all about Ethereum now, and we've heard all about Solana and Cardano and Algorand over the past year. Stacks' mission is also to kind of be a smart contracts platform built on top of Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken. So what are the major differences there that investors need to know about?
Yeah, so Bitcoin is the largest, most secure network, and it has the highest market cap. So there's a lot of Bitcoin value, but not a lot that you can do with it. So Ethereum has a lot of utility, and we've seen all these chains built on top of Ethereum, but right now that doesn't exist for Bitcoin. So if you believe in the potential of Bitcoin, one of the largest held assets, the most global, the most secure, then you can think of Stacks as a way to really unlock some of that value and make sure that more interesting things can be built on top.
How does one become a Stacks holder?
So Stacks are available to US persons as well as people abroad through networks like Coinbase, OKCoin, and Binance, in addition to, some 30-odd other exchanges. So you can purchase Stacks that way, or you can work in the network and find ways to earn them or use them in various ways.
So I first heard about stacks because I was talking to a couple of institutional investors who were starting to tell me about this idea of stacking stacks and earning yield, which, sounded like it was a lot. I think what I heard was some kind of 25% return, which I don't know about today, but I know at the time you couldn't have done that unless you were mining Bitcoin, which isn't really feasible for institutional types. So what is the latest there? Are you still seeing a lot of interest in stacking stacks? And who is this interest coming from?
Yeah, so in the stacks network, stacking, which is similar to staking, but instead of earning more stacks, you actually earn Bitcoin. And I think that yield right now is anywhere from 7 to 10%. So lock up your stacks for 2 weeks, up to 6 months, and you earn that yield over that time in Bitcoin. And so that is accessible to retail investors. They can pool together with many people to have enough to stack, or institutions could do it as well. So if you're thinking about a way that you can...
Where I get lost is, now obviously Nile mines a lot of Bitcoin now, and we're expanding our network, right? But where I get lost is, what is Stacks doing with the coin? Are they lending it out?
They pledge it, yeah. They can lend it out. Yeah, for the most part, they pledge it. You get a yield. They get a yield.
They pledge it as some form of collateral?
Yeah, collateral, or they could actually pledge it to other entities.
Because we're looking at Stacks and other things. We're looking at these alternatives for financial paths for alternative finance, right? Where Bitcoin was not, they were not really building a lot of smart contracts on top of Bitcoin.
I mean, for lending purposes, that's a major thing.
It is, isn't it? Right.
I mean,
and we have a lender, right? I mean, so it would make sense for us.
Right.
We talked about that a year and a half ago, which was where we're going to try to create a DeFi lender. And when you look at the opportunity here with Stacks, I just wonder if anyone in the audience has any experience stacking. I'd love to hear your feedback if you were stacking. We'd like to be a lot more creative. One of the things we're going to be doing on the show, I think it's the 19th we start. Brett, is that correct? We'll start Bitcoin Weekly on the 19th when we come back. That'll be Jason, myself, Joe Spaziano, and we're going to have special guests. And even this show is going to start having guests of companies we like. We're going to start changing the format. One of the things I love that Christy's done is she's bringing in a guest during the day. We, of course, we bring in the king. Where is the king, by the way? I wanted him to be on the episode. Can we have him come in? Oh, tell him to get off his ass and get on. What does that mean? Todd is trying to redeem himself. Redeem myself for what?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're thinking, but when I started and took over the company. Not relevant. It's irrelevant, right? So, Jason, it's the market update. Let's cover the market real quick.
So, obviously the Fed minutes were today. They plan to shrink the balance sheet by $95 billion a month, and how that will break down is they're going to shrink the treasuries down to $60 billion and then $35 billion in mortgage-backed securities. That's down from an aggregate of $120 billion. That's going to begin in May, according to them. Obviously, they're looking for a potential rate hike of 50 basis points as well. I see this as bearish on the overall market. That's just my opinion. You look at the bond market, not much separation there. The 2-year bond, 2.49. The 10 years, 2.60, and the 30 years, 2.62.
The 10-year is way higher. Is there some inversion yet or not?
Yeah, I mean...
That's usually the sign of some form of slowdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the Fed chairs was talking about the likelihood of a recession coming in place, 50-50. But as far as the market goes today on a small scale, the NASDAQ was actually the loss leader today. It was down 2.22%.
And it looked like oil had pulled back.
Actually, oil did pull back almost $5 a barrel to 97. The Nasdaq finished 13,888. The Dow was down 144 to.
I thought oil. I see oil at 96.89 right now, and Brent at 101. Nat gas at $6. Jeez, Louise! Oh my God.
They're getting crushed.
Oh my
Europe.
God, they're
Europe
getting smoked over there for sure. That's a smoke show if I haven't seen one.
Yeah.
Although normally smoke show is like for a woman.
Yeah.
Right. So let's take that back. That they're getting smoked in terms of they're losing money there. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you looked at gold right now. It seems like it's calmed down a little bit. Gold at 19, well, not really.
1925.
1928, 1925. Silver at 24.57. Copper at 4.71. Platinum at 955. That's still cheap.
That's
Palladium
cheap.
at 2189.
Palladium's big, yeah.
Palladium. Well, commodities. We are experiencing some rip in commodity prices, dude. The building we're building in Florida. Oh my God, is building costs going up?
Aluminum, steel,
Holy Toledo.
copper.
This is really copper. This
Yeah.
is really a issue. By the way, I have to say copper because when I was a kid, I had a bird and a macaw. I raised it from a baby, right? It was a green winged macaw, beautiful, red and green and blue. And I named him Copper, like the Fox and the Hound, Todd and Copper. I'm looking at the market, and here's my thesis. Please, I'm asking you kindly to understand. This is not a recommendation. This is just what I'm thinking. You should consult your financial advisor.
Yep.
I think this has been a rally in a bear market.
I mean, what about the small caps? They still haven't recovered very
Nope.
much.
And the Fed's kind of still leaning a little bit.
yeah.
And I don't know how they're going to get control. The inflation number is pretty out of control. And the rent number, the amount of cost of rent is
Huge.
parabolic.
Yeah, in fact, the other thing that's parabolic and they've anticipating some shortage of is the food supply.
By the way, you were right. A couple months ago, you said there's going to be a shortage of food supply.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
Yeah, I was noticing. I was at the store the other day. I was noticing. I'm starting to see not the same supply of my favorite kind of apples. Now this is not. This is trivial,
Right.
first world problem.
Of course.
And no one says, "Oh, Todd, there's a shortage of apples," but I like apples, right?
Shortage of everything at the store.
But the stores seem to be a little bit more barren in terms of what they have.
It's a 90-day food supply from farm to market. And if that gets disrupted, you're going to see, how many people know how to grow their own food these days? How many people are self-sufficient?
Nobody.
I mean, can people go out and hunt and kill and field dress a deer?
Well, we have
and-
3 tortoises at our house. We could eat them, right? Tortuga. I mean, turtle soup is
What
good, right?
That would be good with.
But that'd only be a couple meals, and then you'd be bummed,
Yeah.
right?
We eat
Turtle
all the fish
soup.
in the pond.
I know, but those are small. I don't know those are edible.
I think this would be better than
We
the
have a lot of
tortoises.
African cichlids. I don't know if they'd be edible. Because it's the last show till the 18th, I wanted to take some questions. But Jason, I wanted to know if you had any commentary on the market at all.
It's, well, and then, of course, it's coming up to May. Sell in May, go away.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the market right now. I think the markets definitely are under pressure. The dollar is strong. The DXY, as you know, let me give you some commentary on the DXY. I know Mills is probably in the chat. Let's look at the DXY. Okay, the DXY is an indicator against all other fiat currencies, and of course, let's look at the daily here. It's approaching 100. Now, of course, it's going to be the strongest of all fiat currencies. It is still, as we speak, still the petrodollar, the global reserve currency. Is that subject to change? I don't know, possibly. But when you look at commodities against the dollar, the commodities fare very well. But this DXY is an actual indicator against other fiat, the euro, the ruble. So it's very strong, obviously. It's backed by our military. It's used in oil trading. However, you can't have, this is my opinion, you can't have a strong dollar and a strong stock market in these current economic conditions. So I look for the DXY US dollar to remain strong. The fact that gold and silver has remained strong while the DXY has ripped is very strong bullish indicator for precious metals. But I see the stock market becoming very bearish in the next 1 or 2 quarters. That's my opinion.
Jack Dorsey, let's read this headline. Jack Dorsey says he regrets that he is partially to blame for the state of the internet today. What does he regret? This is an interesting thought because when I first read that, I said, so Jesse, he says he regrets about the social media giant he co-founded. Dorsey announced that he plans to leave Twitter. And we talked about this. What he says he doesn't like is that he's part of the platform that was centralized, that they created a centralized internet.
Yeah. I don't know.
By the way, Block was down $10 earlier today. Block.
Really?
That's his new,
that's
the old Square.
Right.
And he says he regrets that it's centralized, where a small handful of companies, platforms control an outsized portion of the market. 217 million active users. Twitter certainly qualifies as one of those platforms, along with tech giants like Meta, Alphabet, and Amazon. I'm curious, is there, in your mind, a push away from decentralized networks? Because when you think about, or centralized networks, because when you think about it, and this happens all the time. Mm-hmm. There was a time Now, I know that millennials believe that if they didn't see it happen, it didn't really happen. But there was a time that Walmart wasn't a big deal and Kmart and Sears were.
True.
And Sam Walton used to go to Kmart and he used to say, I want to have better pricing, and he would underprice their milk. He'd get people to come to Walmart. He wanted to have everyday low prices. That's been his theme forever. But could you have imagined, like in 1970, anyone in their mind, any person ever saying Walmart was going to just blow the doors off of Sears, put it out of business, eliminate Kmart?
That's what happened.
I know, but it
JCPenney?
happened. Right.
Yeah.
That happened. So what I'm asking is who's going to blow the doors out of Google and Meta, and who's going to crush Amazon?
Right.
And right now, none of us see it. I
don't
think
see it.
Shopify has the potential to allow a bunch of continue to allow people to have their own Amazon-like experience.
Amazon has grown so quickly.
They're
that
so big.
Their logistics side is slated to be bigger than FedEx and UPS, who are standalone logistic companies. That's the arteries and infrastructure that they built in the last 5 years.
And what's crazy is Amazon's so big that it could literally just buy UPS.
Yeah, and UPS is the bigger entity versus FedEx.
Right.
Wow, I mean, it's just crazy. You see the Amazon, the actual one in Vegas here is pretty big.
Well, there's more than one location.
Yeah, I mean the one in St. Rose Parkway, that's a monster.
Yeah, huge. When we were in Texas, the one that was there was
yeah.
like absurd. It was like a couple city blocks.
So you have Amazon and the easy access. You know, we can order stuff here sometimes that gets here the same day.
Oh, same day.
Because of the infrastructure.
Yeah, for same day. For
That's
sure.
ridiculous.
I just wondered if you thought anything could unseat it.
Well, Google, I think possible. What would you, if you had to handicap it, would you say there's an entity that's more likely to overtake Google or Amazon? How about in the chat? Let us know.
I don't know.
Well,
what do you think of the Washington Commanders is the new name?
Hate it. What about the Cleveland Guardians? You familiar with that one?
That's
You're
not
an
really
Ohio
true.
guy.
Are they really?
The baseball
I thought
team,
that was a joke.
No, it's the Cleveland Guardians. What are they guarding from? What's
You
the
need to
history
watch
there?
the Tom
Anybody
Hanks
know?
video.
Oh, the Indians are no longer the Indians.
Yeah, they're gone.
You can't. Does that really? They did actually
Watch
did
the
that?
Tom Hanks video.
What about the Major League movie? Are they going to just take that off now? Cancel that too? It's crazy.
Hey, it's the King. Look, the King's here.
You got to watch this. Yeah, you rang. Tom Hanks, you got to watch the Tom Hanks video introducing the Guardians. It's actually pretty cool. It makes sense.
Really? Can you turn that up?
It didn't matter what they picked. It was going to be a shitty choice.
Let me
Nobody
see.
was going to
Do
like
we have
it.
a uniform? I got to see this nonsense.
No, it's not bad at all.
Like that's just your opinion, man.
What is it? What is it? Well, of course that's his opinion.
Just type in Tom Hanks Cleveland Guardians.
Guardians.
It's like it should be like a minute and a half, the video. How have you not seen this?
You're busy, dude. Day job.
Got it. Here we go. Huh.
Cleveland Guardians. Oh,
Oh,
it's
Tom
just the
there.
same font and structure of the Indians. You think they could redo it?
Why would
Okay.
they want to?
Okay,
It's
let's put it
iconic.
on. Let's go to my screen. Sound on. Let's go.
Is this a video or a video
We
about
are a
the
city
video?
on the rise, forging into the future from our ironed out past. We are a city of fire and water, of trees and towers, built through generations of blue collars and the brightest scholars, and all of those who have worked harder. We hold tight to our roots and set our sights on tomorrow. And this is our team that has stood with our city for more than a century, from Old Municipal to the corner of Carnegie. A team that has seen its own progress and prosperity. Its history flows like the river through the heart of this city. A history that has given us miraculous moments. Moments that spanned years and others 22 games. Moments that broke barriers and moments that broke hearts. Moments that prove this is more than a game. We remember those moments as we move forward with change. You see, it has always been Cleveland. That's the best part of our name.
I like this. All right, I get it. They're going to call themselves the Cleveland Guardians.
The Guardians.
They're guarding the history.
All right. They're
What?
guarding.
I think I know why.
Why?
Is Guardian Indian?
It's not why they're called the Guardians.
It sounds.
Why are they called the Guardians?
They got those two, and they've got those two like angels that are like protecting the city that are like up on these the super tall buildings. There. I don't know. It's Cleveland. What do I care? But still,
The
Ouch.
Guardians.
I mean, technically, I was born in Cuyahoga Falls, right outside of Cleveland. I mean, I'm from that area.
Oh, look at that picture.
What's that? I know, I saw that. I know. Can I show that? Can I show what that looks like?
Yeah.
Do you mind?
I don't see a problem.
Can you send
with
it to Brett?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
Brett, can I? I'm going to send you a picture I want to share with the audience here.
Brett, how would you like it? Email?
Yeah.
Okay. Un momento, por favor.
Un momento, por favor.
Un momento, por favor.
Yellow.
Brett.
This
at
is a really great picture.
Alt Media Group or no?
Yeah.
Son of a.
Okay, we got Bitcoin. Can you go to my screen real quick? We got Bitcoin at just under 44,000. I don't know what happened, but if you look, it looks like it's it's building a base above 44,000 or 40,000.
40. Coming your way, Brett. I hope.
I mean, don't you agree? Building a base?
Building a base at 44?
No, above 40,000.
Oh yeah, agree for sure.
Right. I mean, I'm not worried yet.
The conference is going on. There might be some FOMO going on. You never know.
I know, but I would have thought with the conference you would have had a little bit better.
The conference you attended in Dubai had a little FOMO, no?
Oh my God! When we were in Dubai, it hit 69,000.
Just a little bit.
All right,
Brett, that should work. That's a very, very cool picture. Matter of
weird.
fact, let me know if you have trouble
What
with
price do you see?
43,950.
43,954.
Let's see here. Let's do.
So if you guys don't know, we mine the S19J Pro 100 terahash machines. Some of them are 104, some of them 110, some are 99 or they're 90. I don't know, but there's like a blended machine we get, and then we have the new S19 XPs, which are 140 terahash. Those are the so-called green miners. But we wanted to show the public and make them knowledgeable of a new miner, not that we purchased.
Not new miner, but a Bitmain.
I'm sorry.
Self-contained.
Of a Bitmain, self-contained, water-cooled hydro miner.
Correct.
And these are really fascinating. And as we progress into installing the 20,600, if you think about Bitcoin mining like owning an oil wells come out with a burst of speed and then they decline over time, and that's called depletion, and they kind of level out, and that's what the difficulty rate does. So most Bitcoin companies will want to continue to enhance the amount of hash rate they have by expanding their capabilities, their data center, et cetera. We have already said that we have a big data center we can expand, we can make a lot bigger, and therefore we're looking at all kinds of opportunities, and we want to show you guys a picture of a new Bitcoin, not a new miner, a new offering from Bitmain Technologies that's a water-cooled miner. Brett, can we put it up? Now, can you just put the whole screen on there? Okay, so if you look closely, well, the whole screen's still us side by side. You see there are water hoses going through the miners? Really a different set of miners. These are what, 195 terahash?
Yeah, 198s. They're available to exclusive VIP customers.
Oh, you have to be a partner of Bitmain.
And they're available in May.
Yeah,
at
like
the earliest.
you have to be a partner of Bitmain's.
Yeah.
Right, like we announced back in Dubai, we announced we were partnering with Bitmain, and then we would have certain opportunities, etc. What's it say? DP Lending still has a buttload of Borks.
Borks.
No, I don't know how much we have left of that. Josh Galt, total Nile outstanding shells 320 million according to Ortex. Who's Ortex?
Oh, it's a very good reporting website.
Ortex?
Yeah.
Wow. Ortex. Never heard of them. Have to check them out. What was I saying? Oh.
Well, back to the hydros.
Yeah, hydros.
I have a screenshot here, A6 minor value. The Bitmain S19 Pro Hydro 198s. These come in a container specifically
You
designed.
see what that says? Not available for release yet.
By Bitmain.
Ooh.
They happen to be at 5 cents utility. They're producing 1 units for about 1,100 a month. So yeah, they're 5,445 watts, and
That's a big machine.
Yeah, for sure. So right now, obviously, out of stock. Well, you can't get them. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing. They have those in Miami right now. Bitmain actually brought a container of hydros down there to display.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But the reason we say this is because we do have someone at the Miami conference who works with us, and he's been taking pictures and showing us what's available, talking to Bitmain, etc.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It says here, does Todd we have 17 million shares of Mullen. I would just look at the filings of Mullen. You can see what we have. As you guys know, I'm in a quiet period, so there's no chance I'm going to answer any questions.
Yeah.
Because I'm not allowed to. But I can talk about what we've already talked about and already released. And if you look at all of our filings, you'd know all these things.
Sure.
Right? All of our filings cover all the questions we have. I know they're not perfect. Hey, Todd, as you go back to Dubai buying more machines, Bitcoin will go north again. I'm not going to Dubai, but I am going to a place that is a foreign country. And I know that when people see me there, they're going to think, oh, it's tropical. But I'm there for all work.
Yeah, all work.
It's all work. All work. And Tom Newman.
Is earnings.
Yes, earnings. The 10K is expected to be released on the 15th. We will keep you posted. That's not an official date, but I believe that's when we expect to file.
Yep.
It could be sooner. Could be. I don't think it can be later. I think that's the last day, by law. Unless there's not by law, but like if you don't file on time, then you're late. Thoughts on Hindenburg article today on Mullen?
Oh, was there a hit piece on Mullen today?
Was there?
Hinden turd.
I didn't know there was. Let's look. Is there a Hindenburg article?
Well, let's look at the stock, and then we'll be able to tell. The charts don't lie.
Is it
MULN?
down?
We don't even need to know.
Hindenburg used to have a lot of.
Well, Hinden turd didn't do much. It was down 2.5% today.
Mullen's up in the aftermarket.
So.
No, it didn't look like it was down to me.
Yeah.
But is that a real Hindenburg? Because I know there's a fake Hindenburg.
I've seen the fake ones.
And the guy follows me, and he has like 35 followers.
Yep,
and he
I've
says,
seen those.
Todd, you won't talk to me. I'm like, dude, you're faking yourself. You're not really Hindenburg. But listen, maybe there is a Hindenburg out there. An article on.
They
Hindenburg.
attack Centro as well.
Really?
CNN. Well, the charts don't lie, so let's see.
There was a mock Hindenburg as you wanted. But there hasn't been anything wrong. What?
Centro down. No, these guys are down in the overall broader.
No, this
markets.
guy's Daniel Orr says it's the legit Hindenburg.
Well, they didn't do anything.
It's on their website and Twitter. Wait, hold on a second.
Okay. Go to the tweeter. Oh, by the way, the Orange Man's net worth climbed back over $3 billion today. Just wanted to point that out.
Oh my God.
They did, huh?
They did. He's right.
But they didn't have any effect.
Wait. What this says, Mullen Automotive, yet another fast-talking EV hustle, published today.
Wow. Huh.
Jive talking. Jive talking. Wow, look at this.
I guess their shtick didn't
Hold
work.
on a sec. Let me read this. Hold on a second here. Hold on. Wow, there isn't a report on Mullen, on Hindenburg. Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. Mullen is an aspiring EV maker. Became public via a reverse merger in 2020. It is yet to produce a sellable vehicle. The stock spiked 316% in the past couple months, driven by retail investors euphoria over bold claims about groundbreaking technology, near-term production of EV vans, and a major unnamed Fortune 500. Despite only spending $3 million on R&D, Mullen claims that solid-state battery technology is on track for commercialization in 18 to 24 months, putting them ahead of major technology automakers who have collectively spent billions investing solving the problem. That's a bold claim. Let's see here.
So they said with echoes of Nikola, RIDE, KNDI, and IDEX all in one, we think Mullen is just the latest in a long line of EV hustles.
Huh.
Interesting. What do you think of that, King?
I just missed a lot. My audio crapped out. Think of what?
The Hinden turd on the research they did on Mullen.
Hinden turd. I don't care. Nile was up today. I don't give a shit.
Oh, Michael Wax is in there.
Really?
Yeah, Chase Manhattan Bank.
Oh.
I don't care if Mullen or Centro or any of these things are actually Chinese scams or real companies. If they go up, I'll be happy. Not that they are, of course.
Carl Lauren says DP Lending has 3.64 million shares of BRQS, Borks.
Wow. Wow. Dude, thanks. I appreciate the audience bringing that to my attention.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
How kind of them. No, I mean
What?
it sincerely. Does that sound like I'm being like a smartass? I'm not.
No.
No, literally. I'm like, this is cool that you guys did that. It's cool. Wow. In your opinion, what's the biggest misconception about Nile? What are you raising your hand for there, King?
For effect.
Oh.
The biggest misconception is that it only mines Bitcoin because it's named the subsidiary.
We own Alt Alliance. We have a lender. We have a large holding of a biotech. We have another biotech called Adtech Pharma. We own a defense business that's been around the collective about 60 years. We own an EV.
They know we own TOG.
And digital power business.
Yep.
We own a handful of stuff. It's like yeah, 5 hotels.
Just 5.
4 of which we own them all.
Yeah.
2 Marriotts and 2 Hiltons.
Working on a property in St. Pete in a very nice area.
The lender is a big contributor. We reported when we told everyone we needed an extension for our 10K, we reported that the lender was profitable.
Mm-hmm.
We own a data center where we actually own the data center.
No power agreement.
Well, we have power.
We have power agreement, but we own the real estate.
We own the real estate.
Yeah.
Misconception is people have not paid attention to the fact that we are going to build a holding company, and then eventually, like we just did with TOG, we've told people that our goal is to spin out the high growth assets that the shareholders could get rewarded with, and the ones that are sort of the standard cash flow assets would remain. So like you think about TOG, Turn on Green, King, it's obviously got a big opportunity in front of it. The addressable market for EV we think is going to be huge. Amos Khan, who runs it, with Douglas Gens and Marcus Charvastra, very smart guys, and we're going to give them a shot to be out there. But we've given people a really long time horizon, and all of them ask me about everything like every day. Like, I'm so you got to listen. The most important thing, forget Nile for a second. What I like to look at the reason I'm building the company the way I am building it is I realize the price volatility is out of control, and it's been a hell of a ride because we had to reverse a couple years ago. That sucked. But what I look at is assets, and are those assets going to produce cash? And of the ones that need to use cash, if we spun those out to shareholders, would they get rewarded? And so that's why I'm so comfortable with what we're building.
Right.
And Jason, the reason why I'm comfortable with Bitcoin is because I think Bitcoin mining's here to stay for at least the next 10 years.
Oh, far more.
It could be far more. There's 2 million Bitcoin left. But there's going to be a lot of mining. And I think Bitcoin's going a lot higher. This is my personal opinion. It's not a recommendation. That's why we have a conference with one day dedicated to crypto alternatives. We're going to be talking in the future about Bitcoin lending, Bitcoin insurance, backed, by DeFi. We made an investment in Earnity. I just think people don't understand what we own, and they're all trading it short term. I have no idea why it's so like massively volatile, up and down, 10 cents, penny down, up. It's just completely crazy. But I'm not a seller. I definitely believe in getting a strong asset base. But let's see. I think eventually, if the vehicle, if we're lucky enough for Nile to turn into a cash flow generating machine, then I think eventually things will catch up. But I just don't worry about it on a day-to-day basis. But what I do worry about is the audience. And I want to say to everybody, I think we should be very concerned that this was a little bit of a rally in a bear market.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned about. I'm a little
Todd, there is the argument, though, that the small mid caps are about to rebound heading into the closing date for the Russell reconstitution.
I just think the whole market gets tamped down with the quantitative tightening, and I just see the 50 bips being a big problem with the overall market. I think the dollar remains strong, commodities remain really strong, inflation is very hard to overcome. You know, King, real inflation is a number that's much higher than 7.9.
What I think another misconception is, well,
I have one that people ask a lot.
Well, a lot of people do not understand that DPL, Digital Power Lending, has a portfolio of other companies, but we don't always have to report them because they're minority positions. But we do own AdTech. It's a private company. We do have a large position in Alzheimer's Neuro, at DPL. And we own other companies too. We bought Mullen when it was a private company. And listen, this Hindenburg article, whatever, I don't work at Mullen. I don't have anything to do with their day-to-day operations. I've only met the CEO one time in my lifetime. I've spoken to him 3 times. He was on our show. That was one of them. I made a private investment because Azusa said, hey, we're going to lend this company money. Would you like to invest? And I said, sure. He's a smart guy. The fact that Mr. Wax had a problem 25, 26 years ago, paid a fine, paid it back, and did a little time was a mistake he made, and he fixed it. I've known him to be nothing but a credible guy. And the thing I would say is people need to understand, just because you made a mistake, I worked on Wall Street for 33 years. I got suspended from FINRA for 2 years. I had a terrible time in 2008, 2009. Didn't really want to argue with FINRA. I took a suspension for 2 years from being a broker. It sucked. It hurt me. But listen, if you're going to be active in the marketplace, you're going to break eggs. You're going to hurt people's feelings. Now, I'm an activist investor, so I've sued people. I've been sued. I've tried to take over public companies. I've been successful at some of them, failed at others. Carl Icahn's been sued hundreds of times. In fact, he was considered, I think he was sued for racketeering in the 80s.
Right.
Trump's been sued millions of times. Now, I'm not comparing myself to the two of them. Those are iconic figures. But if you're going to be in the small cap universe, if you have regulators following you, they're following you for 1,000 miles. And if you cross an illegal left-hand turn or you do without a blinker, they're going to be mad at you. This is the nature of it. So all these people that generally blame everybody for like their problems. Like I notice some guys like mad that the stock's down. I didn't tell you to sell it or buy it. Like you can't, if you don't take personal responsibility. The reason why my wife and I've been married nearly 20 years is because I know my flaws, I work on them, and I take responsibility for my mistakes. We are very transparent. You tell me, you know what Jason told me? He said, how many times a week does Riot make themselves available? How many times a week does Mara do a show where shareholders can just watch Todd talk or whatever? Yep. How many times does that happen? It doesn't happen. And I have so many attorneys tell me, don't do the show. Regulators don't like it. But I'm actually arguing the opposite. Everything that I talk about has already been disclosed. So I'm not telling you inside information. I'm telling you what was on our filings.
Yeah.
And I want to be available and transparent. And if the shareholders ultimately don't believe in the value of what I want to create, I understand. That's America. That's the free market. But you don't need to make it personal. And for God's sake, folks, don't put all your money in one stock. And that means you're a gambler. You shouldn't be doing that. If you're gambling your money, you have your own self to look at in the mirror. Don't blame others for your gambling. Now, if you believe legitimately that what I do sucks and that my investment thesis is bad and that you think my company sucks, you have every right in America to say so. But as soon as you make it personal, like, you guys know what's out there.
I forwarded you a pretty heartfelt apology message on Twitter from one of your shareholders and public people.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
So I want to be clear with everybody. I make mistakes. There's no question. We've all made mistakes. Skyla, have you ever made a mistake?
Yes.
Okay. But Skyla, you're not making mistakes now. You've learned from some mistakes.
Them, yeah.
At 21 years old, you're a responsible citizen. You have a boyfriend. You show up to work on time perfectly.
Yeah, I don't think mistakes are bad as long as you learn from them.
You got a great attitude. Jason, what about your mistakes?
All kinds of mistakes.
I mean, your mistake is effectively you threw the ball outside too much.
Yeah, all kinds of mistakes, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's just you have to learn from them. Obviously, admit that you were wrong. Admit that there's ways to overcome those things, how to handle them properly. That's all.
So one of my most exciting things is that I'm excited about the potential dividend when it gets approved of issuing the 140 million shares of Turn on Green. And by the way, why are we issuing 140 million warrants? We want the shareholders that receive the shares to also have the right to buy more of the EV company for 5 years. That's us sending a reward back to the shareholders, and we hope to do that more over the next 3 to 5 years. That's our plan. That's what we're doing to Turn on Green. Obviously, after that, we have to evaluate Gresham Worldwide because that'll be a merged public company. It's merging with Giga, which is on the OTC, and they're hoping to uplist, and we've disclosed all that. And then after that, there could be others, and that's why we're incubating and brewing and buying and building. Speaking of building, my friend the King, are you going to be with us this weekend?
I am. I actually just emailed Randy asking him to bring a shirt with him.
Great. Everyone who attends gets that stuff. By the way, I hope you guys got signed up for your Bitcoin with Randy at Alt Alliance, and your shirts are coming. Skyla, as Christy wants to kick me off and tells me to shut up and move on, please do me a favor and tell us a joke. Although, guys, before you log off, even though Christy's telling me to leave, I'm not leaving yet. Soon. But
do you want me to get Randy after my joke too?
I do, but I want you to tell me a joke first.
Why was the stock trader electrocuted?
Why was the stock trader electrocuted?
He was short?
He shorted Tesla.
He shorted Tesla.
That's even better. Really reached for that button pad.
That was good.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Todd, I have a question for you. I don't know if you can answer it, but I get asked this all the time.
Sure.
The spin-off.
Uh-huh.
Does Imperialis get uplisted first and then Turn on Green gets reverse merged into it?
No. What's going to happen is Imperialis Holdings will acquire it. It'll become Turn on Green, and then it goes. We work through the process of uplisting. In the case of Gresham and they're going to merge and uplist simultaneously. Gresham and Giga. That's the plan there. I'm just curious, by the way. I've told people this, and I guess I should be careful here, but. I've always wanted to, I saw that company issue a Bitcoin dividend.
Yeah.
But when I asked people about a dividend, they all said they wanted cash.
Well.
Do you think people actually want a Bitcoin dividend?
Small percentage.
Right. King, do you think people want a Bitcoin dividend or a cash dividend? By the way,
Bitcoin?
Just so we're crystal clear, folks, we have no intention of doing this at this time, and you should not be buying Nile or anything with some speculation that a Bitcoin dividend is coming or a cash dividend.
Correct.
But I did see all the inquiries about the company that did issue the Bitcoin dividend, and they actually had to take their shares and put it in street name. I'm curious, King, what you think.
I mean, I was one of the people who voted for cash, because I think cash is always king, pardon the expression. And when was the last time you could tip a stripper in Bitcoin?
I think you can.
Yeah.
No, in Vegas. No.
Haven't you seen a little codes, or is that? Yeah.
Let's go to Skyla real quick. Skyla, I know that you don't frequent the strip clubs, but when you do, did you say they're available?
No, it's like a sticker or like a.
The code.
Yeah, like a barcode. And they can even get like little like temporary fake tattoos of the barcode so people can scan them. Because I don't think they would really get that tattooed, so they're probably like just fake temporary tattoos.
Hey, if you guys are going to the Long Beach Grand Prix, let me know. Reach out to Randy at Alt Alliance and You're going to be there. I'd love to meet you in person if you're a fan. If you're not a fan, remember in California, you're not allowed to carry a gun. But if you're a fan, I'd love to meet you. I'll be at the Long Beach Grand Prix. You'll be able to find me. I'm a big target. Ouch. How that hurt. Anyways, guys, this has been the 208th episode of Risk On. I'm super grateful for all those people who are supportive. Please don't buy Nile. Do your research. Read the research reports. Don't buy it because of anything I said.
Correct.
It's not a recommendation to buy or sell. I'm not trading it. Do what you can, obviously. Protect yourself. Don't go crazy. I see people saying they put their life savings in Nile. Now, if your life savings is $1,000, I guess that's different. But if your life savings is $1 million, you're a fool. Because even if I had $1 million, wouldn't put it all in one stock. Oh, actually, I do that kind of thing, don't I? I have it in all. I have all my money in Nile and Alzheimer's. Yeah. Oh well, don't listen to me then. All right, everybody, we appreciate it. It's oh wait, are we getting Randy or not?
Oh yeah, and then don't forget to watch the race on Saturday.
Oh
Sunday.
yeah,
What's
don't
it
forget
on?
to watch the race on Saturday. No, it's Sunday.
Sunday.
It's on NBC.
NBC.
You got to check that out. It's going to be it's one of the oldest running Grand Prix. The Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach it's April 10th. We'll be there, I think, from Friday on. There's qualifying. There's a bunch of things going on.
A lot of stuff.
You guys, if you're not in Indy, you got to get into Indy. And I want you to keep remembering that the F1 race is coming to Vegas in 2023. And I can assure you, if you watch this program,
big leagues.
If you watch this program, I'm going to make damn sure that we have a nice party for everyone here that watches the show that wants to come and see it. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm pretty pumped.
Coming Friday?
What? No shit.
Coming Friday?
Oh, for the Long Beach Grand Prix, I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday for sure. Then I'm off to that foreign country that I got to deal with. Randy. Sports with Randy. Randy, I started watching this year's episode of the F1 on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
And I saw that on the first race last year at Bahrain, they made, what's his name, give up the lead because he passed on the outside of the course. Did you watch Bahrain last year?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they do that. If you go outside the track limits, you have to give back the position if you gain a position. So that's what they do.
So you thought it was legit there?
Yeah, it is if you do that. Yeah, you can't go outside track limits and
ultimately,
pass.
Verstappen ended up winning the first time in 8 years, right? It's the first time in 8 years that the Red Bull won a championship, right?
Well, they won the Drivers' Championship, but Mercedes still won the Constructors.
Oh,
there's two championships, the Drivers and Constructors, and Mercedes still had dominated the Constructors' Championship.
This
for 8
is why
years.
Randy's here, and I'm not in charge of racing. Randy, anything more on the Las Vegas F1 race?
No. I mean, I just think about it every day. I'm going to think about that every day till it happens. I'm so blown away. I just can't even wait, man. I signed up for the website. You guys should do that too. Get on the website because the ticket opportunity will happen, and the Miami race sold out in 1 day. So these tickets will sell out fast. So I signed up. You guys should sign up too. Get your name in there, put your email address in there, and so we can all get tickets. I'm sure you'll have people Todd, that maybe can swing some things. But
do you know what day the race is?
No, they don't. They haven't announced it yet. And what's comical is they're trying to figure out. They don't want it to clash with the NASCAR might be racing the same weekend in Phoenix, and they think we don't want to do it the same weekend as NASCAR. Do you think more people would go to NASCAR or come here? I mean, really, I know they don't want the conflict, but believe me, the draw here is way bigger than the draw here is way bigger than draw in Phoenix for NASCAR. So,
what is that noise?
They're in there doing some maintenance
it's in the.
Somebody ruined the bathroom. Now they're fixing it.
Hey, let's go to my screen real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay. Christy wants to get rid of me. Sorry, Christy.
Yeah, we're.
F1 is landing in Las Vegas. I can assure you that you don't need to worry about getting tickets, Randy, because we are already in conversation about sponsoring with a casino an event here for F1 for the people with Risk On. We are going to sponsor an event at a casino for an F1 race here in Vegas. Because why? This is a Risk On show, and F1 is Risk On. It's real money. You got to put real money to work, and we're gonna milk that for everything it's got, man.
Oh my God!
Everything it's got.
I gotta pinch myself.
By the way, do you know where Haas is? Do you know anybody that buys stuff from Haas?
Well, I heard Haas is going to open a manufacturing facility around here in Las Vegas somewhere.
Never know. Never
yeah.
know. Oh, anyways, I'm pretty thrilled, guys. Check out the Risk on Business conference, which is coming up on the May 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. That evening of the 12th, we'll have a cocktail party. The 13th will be a great show. We have a great lineup there on the Business Friday. That's going to be really big. We're going to be talking about how to get financing. If you have a business and it's doing business, how you get it bigger. You're going to be. But the difference here is this is interactive. So when you're there, you're going to be able to talk to the people, meet the people. You're not going to be at a conference where there's 20,000 people and you're one of many, and they're like, "Yeah, here's what I did. Rah rah rah. Buy my stuff. Pitch fest." This is not a pitch fest. This is a fucking learn fest. Come and learn. Because I've done it for 33 years, and I've had to learn the hard way. I grew up without a father until I was 13 years old. I was in HUD housing, and contrary to what all you bitches out there say about me, I founded a company that was sold to patient safety, was sold to Stryker. I founded that company, and it got sold for $120 million to Stryker. So there you go. By the way, I was one of the largest shareholders of Taco Cabana, which sold to private equity. I was a shareholder of Jack in the Box when no one wanted to buy it after they killed people with E. coli burgers. Back then, it was called Food Maker, the parent company. If you suspect that you think that I don't know what I'm doing, don't watch the fucking show. But if you want to learn from me and other people I know, get to the show. Get to Risk on the conference. I made it dirt cheap. Guys, I'm giving you 3 days hotel at the Paris Hotel. I'm taking care of your food. The whole thing is like, I don't know, $1,400 for the weekend, and we're going to keep adding people all the time, all the time. You're going to learn a lot. And by the way, I'm so confident in this process and so believe in Bitcoin that everyone who signs up on the website, when they get there, I'm going to give you a token, and it's going to have a little barcode on it, and it's going to give you $100 of Bitcoin. So it's not even $1,400. It's $1,300 because I'm going to give you $100 of Bitcoin. Wow, what was that? What was that rant?
I don't know. It was good.
You know what I'm excited about, J Money? I keep being excited, and we've told the public. We told you back when we bought the miners in Dubai that they were coming. And every day Jason calls me and says, another 800 have landed, another 400 have landed, blah, blah, blah. But I saw our shipping bill and almost shit a brick yesterday.
Yeah, man.
But I guess it's only 500 a machine.
That's about what it is.
That's going to be 10 million in shipping.
Yeah.
You're killing me with the
10
shipping
million
thing.
in shipping.
I mean, it's freaking me out.
That's how big the
$500
enterprise is.
a box, being flown over on a plane, and you're buying 20,000 of them? Jesus Christ.
Well, you got duties, insurance.
God. Oh, my.
Why don't you just charter a plane and fill up the plane?
It's even more.
Dude, it's even more.
No.
Trust me. We're only allowed to put 100 pallets of plane, or is that where is it?
It's
10
it's
pallets?
way too much, man.
Dude, it's so big, this operation, to move that many miners. Imagine 20,000 600 gumballs bouncing around. These aren't gumballs. These are 40-pound gumballs.
40-pound gumballs.
And they cost a lot of money, and they're worth a lot of money. And trust me, the airlines, when they move them, they want them insured. It's a nightmare. It's biblical. But speaking of biblical, Christy's going to kick my ass if we don't let go.
One more thing. For the guys, the people that are still here, check out my guy, Steven Bridges. That's Steven, Bridges, like a bridge. Card counting team hits Las Vegas yesterday.
Let's pull it up.
Check out the, I don't have my cord.
Oh, okay.
I just broke it down. But check out the card counting team hits Las Vegas. Steven Bridges. Look at that video. It's very, very good.
Everybody, it is April 6th, 2022. I will be on my Instagram, Todd Ault, when I'm at the race. The King will be with me. Randy will be with me. Jason, J Money's going to be there. Christy's going to be there. My wife's going to be there. We're all going to be there cheering on Connor Daly and Arenas VK. But we will not be here Friday. We will not be here the following Monday, Tuesday, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because we're going to be off as I'm traveling. But we'll be back on April 18th with a little bit of a new format because we're going to be interviewing someone from a company every single time. Even if it's 10 minutes, we're going to add them in. The King is going to be a regular host with us from time to time. I know that he's volunteered to be here, so that's great, right? We got Randy. He'll be updating the F1 and Indy every single Friday, which is great.
Nice.
We got Bitcoin Weekly, which will start on the 19th, which will be all Bitcoin all the time. It's going to be about 30 minutes or so, and we're going to record it, and then we're going to play that. I don't know that that's going to be live.
It's okay.
That's okay. We're good with that. Bitcoin is approximately 43,975. Do you know where your Bitcoin is? I know where mine is. Make sure you check out earnity.com And we'll see you on April 18th.
Yes.
And that will be after we report the 10K earnings for Nile Holdings. Boy, will that be read with anticipation. Now, wait a second. Steve is sending me a message. And what did he say?
No. I thought you were ending it. Just keep going.
Okay. I thought he was telling me to shut my mouth. But he didn't. Now, I want to just leave with one thing. We're almost done. I know. But if you have watched this show, when I'm at the conference, I'm going to be giving away some things at the conference. But it'll be important that you watch one of my favorite movies of all time. Even you millennials have had to watch this movie. So let's just go to my screen. Hold on a second here. I gotta skip through this.
Before Jason.
And I'm going to tell you what is one of my favorite movies of all time. So if you know me, you watch the show. Let's go.
It's not Jerry Maguire.
Sophie's Choice.
Moses went to the mountain, and God spoke unto him.
Please don't forget.
Moses, this is the Lord thy God, commanding you to obey my law.
I'm going to question
Do
you.
you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. A deaf man could hear you.
What?
Nothing, Gonish, forget it. Oh, Lord, why have you chosen me?
It's worth every second.
What would you have me do for you?
I shall give you my laws, and you shall take them unto the people.
Yes, Lord! Lord, I shall give these laws unto thy people. Hear me! Oh, hear me! All pay heed! The Lord Jehovah, has given unto you these 15. Wait. 10 commandments for all to obey.
I will tell you, it's one of my favorite shows, History of the World Part 1. You should watch it if you want to earn some extra.
Part 2 is a series on Hulu coming out.
You should watch it if you want to earn a little trivia. We're going to play a little trivia there when we're there at the show, just to break the ice and have a little fun. Everybody, it is the 6th of April 2022. Randy, thank you. Everybody, take care. We'll see you on the 18th. Be well, and everybody, be careful out there. Don't be trading all your life savings in one stock, especially not Nile. I encourage you to read the filings. I got a lot of questions about the ATM, lots of questions about things. You guys have got to read all the filings. Everything you want to know is in the filings. We'll see you on the 18th. It'll be a fun new little, we're going to have every time when we have someone that we really like or we want to interview that's on the program from a public company or even a private company, we'll tell you in advance. If you subscribe, by the way, go to toddault.com and you can go to my where the text messages are and just subscribe to the text message community, and then we'll tell you in advance when we're going to be doing something. So check that out for sure. Everybody, take care. Be well. Thank you so much, and go Connor and Renus. We'll see you at the Long Beach Grand Prix. Take care, everyone. Be well. Whatever your business is, if you want to scale it, you want to be here, we're going to have lots of other people there that have actually built businesses.
This will make somebody's life about 1,000 times better.
You got a business and you want to expand your business, whether you're in the restaurant business, you're in technology, whatever your business is, if you want to scale it, you want to be here. This is going to be a conference where you can learn something, meet people, and network. Limited slots are available. Head over to toddault.com and register today.